even though this life gets tough, said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, it's gonna get hard. You gotta keep striving. But you gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, but the tears won't turn off. No cares, your heart's crying. Hold on to his words. Lean on him. It gets better by night.
The toughest war you ever face will be domestic. It's elementary, it's been this way for centuries. Cold War was raised against our seed. Take off them blinders, you will see. That it ain't about them gas prices, it's all about who whip the nicest. All about them deals on bundles, hair on fleek, don't make them up. Face beating red bottoms, dead beats we hear about them. Fitted up from head to toe, but never had their children's do. Wonder why they dying by the dozens, but it's simple, yo. Just listen. It's time we stop ignoring facts. It's time we take our family back. Fix the root and then attack. Stop making moves without a plan. Control emotions, then we stand. Calling on my kingdom and to come together. Take this land. We gotta fight, our future depends. Get the head back in order, cause that's where it begins. Invest your all into your garden, water the roots to the end. Nurture the family tree and let the fruit feed all men. Just listen.
Welcome to another episode of A Mile in My Shoes, where we ask the question, how can we say we know someone if we've never heard their story? Tonight, I'm extremely excited to hear this young lady's testimony. Look, I've read it, but I want to hear it in real life. This one is dedicated to all the mothers and single mothers out there, those who have battled, who have overcome abuse and have done everything necessary to make sure that their children are straight. This one is gonna touch a lot of hearts, man. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome this woman of God, Queen Walking. How are you doing on the night?
Hey, how you doing? Awesome.
Look, I'm trying to recover from that word. Look, I'm trying to recover from that word you just gave. I'm gonna settle myself. Look, for those who may not know you, let them know who you are and where you're from before we get into this testimony. Just let them know who you are and where you're from.
Okay, well, my name is Queen, Qing, Walking Love. God changed my name to Queen when he changed me. Jesus gave me a new name, and he sent someone to give me the meaning of the name. The Q is because of the love I have for his people, like a king would love her people. And then the ing is because I walk in a king's authority. So that's what queen come from. A lot of people call me king, even though they know it's queen, they'll call me king. But that's because of the authority that I walk in. And I'm from Virginia. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah. Born and raised. I lived in New York for 10 years, lived in Connecticut for 2 years. But this is my home state. I've been back here like 16 years now, you know. So I walked through homelessness for 8 years. Been through abusive relationships. Wow. I just
Hold on, before we start, let's go back to the beginning. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
And where it started off as far as childhood. Let's walk through childhood first, how you came up before we got into the relations. Tell us a little bit about childhood.
Okay, so I go from when I was born. When I was born, my mom actually tried to abort me. She didn't want me because she was 16 and had my brother at 15 and me at 16. And she did everything she could you can think about to get rid of me, but I'm here. And to the point when she was born, she didn't even name me. Like, she didn't even want to name me. Somebody else had to name me, you know. After that, I went through a lot of abuse from age 3 to 12. I was sexually assaulted, abused from 3 to 12. Even when I got in my teens, I went through some abuse and a sexual assault as well in my teens. And I grew up basically, you know, being called ugly all my life. being rejected because I'm 47. I'll be 47 in February. So back when I grew up, it was like your skin complexion was everything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got a really cute a lot because of my complexion and called all types of names. Even in elementary, God had brought it back to my remembrance. He's been bringing a lot of stuff back to my remembrance because I guess it's because it's time to get my story out. I remember elementary school, you know, I was quiet. I didn't speak to them, talk to anyone, but I was the tallest one. I was tall in school. And I used to have about 30 kids follow me every day, spit on me, throw rocks at me, throw sticks at me, like every single day. And my brother, who is 1 year older than me, he was shorter than me, but he was feisty. He was ready to, you know, get at everybody.
Yeah.
And this was every day. I never understood that until now, why they follow me every single day without me saying anything to anybody.
Yeah.
After that, I got older, and in my 20s, I became a part of the street world. I was, you know, dealing with dancers. I used to be 390 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And so I had a lot of depression and things on me. And I started dealing with dancers, throwing parties,
Yeah.
running drugs, different states, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Heavy.
And I left Virginia and went to New York. I remember God came to me. He said, if you throw another party, I'm going to take your life.
A lot of people don't believe that God comes serious like that. Matter of fact, one of the soldiers that's on here, Sister Shadana, she's another one that lived that life. A lot of people don't believe that God will address you like that, man.
Yes.
And I didn't have those addresses like that.
Yes.
Do it one more time.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like straight up. You hear me? God is an OG, triple OG, OG, triple. You feel me? Double OG, triple, triple OG, OG, triple. So yeah,
people
he
don't know
came
that
at me.
side, man. He does have that side, man.
Yes, that's the other part. He used to always talk to me about that. He talks to me about now. He said, Queen, you know, they talk about, you know, I'm love. God is love. They talk about Jesus is love, but hey, let them listen. I need them to know my wrath as well. Look, thank God for Jesus, because before Jesus, he was taking out whole families.
I explain it all the time, man, and I stand on my convictions when I say this. If you're not speaking in balance, I'm wondering what type of Jesus you preach.
Come on.
If it's only one side, I don't know that Jesus.
Yes.
I don't know that Jesus. I know about the Jesus who those he loved, he chastised.
That's right.
I know the Jesus of balance. The Jesus that a lot of people preaching, whether they know it or not, they're not the real Jesus.
Yes. Transparency. He said that's the key. You want to get to my people, be transparent. These is a lot of people that are preaching, but they're not telling their story. They're not telling how they was in the streets. They acting as though they've been a victim all their life. They've been hurt. They've been missed. No, I was a victim, but I was being disobedient too before. That's how you bring. God said, get my children home. How you find the lost sheep? You be transparent, because you're going to identify with me better if I'm telling you my story, my real story, than if I sit there and act like I've been holding it out all my life. No, that's how you get his children home. His children's in the street. His children was out there where I was at. That's where the lost sheep are.
Look, I'm going to tell the truth. My father gave me whippings, many stripes to get me together, man. And he'll do it to this day.
Yes.
If I get out of line too much.
Yes.
So now you in New York, and then you said you came back to Virginia?
Yep, I got pregnant with my oldest son. He just turned 17. Me and his father went to Pennsylvania first, and then I was like, no, I got to be in Virginia. I want my child to be raised where I was raised in Virginia, you know, the trees and all of that. So that's how I wound up coming back here when I got pregnant with my son. And I went through a lot of abuse with his father as well. That was an abusive relationship that I went through. And again, it was on me because we women to say I was in an abusive relationship, but no, you were in an abusive relationship with yourself because you allowed those things to happen. I had to come to that realization that I allowed that to happen. I allowed it to happen. Red flags. God said, I see you signs and warnings before destruction. I didn't take those. See, I'm a realist. You hear me? I'm gonna keep it real.
Okay. So
yeah,
that's a side that you really don't hear people speak from.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not me saying it, because if a man say that, it's over with. So being as though you said,
yes,
let's talk about this for a while. You said you're taking the responsibility because you were given the signs, you were given the talk about that for a while, because I've never heard it from that point of view.
Yes. Listen. When women or even men, they'll get with somebody and make them their God. See, that's what happens when you make them your God. Anything that you put over Jesus, over our Father, you made that your God. And that means because that's your God, that they have permission to do whatever they want with you because you made that your God. Any repercussions you get.
I did it.
Yeah. That's it. Look, I don't look at them. I look at me.
Testimony. Look, I knew what it was. I looked straight at God and said, I'm going to do it anyway.
That part.
And I took them L's.
Yeah.
Years and years and years for that one choice to say, nah, I'm going to do what I want to do.
I can change them, God. You feel me? And it's always, let me tell you, it's always something that makes you feel sorry for that person, that makes you stay with them. Because listen, these entities, because they're entities that use these people, okay? These entities know how to sound like children. They know how to make you feel sorry for them. That's why a lot of women be in abusive relationships and they'll go back to that person because they have said something or they know their past. Oh, he just like that because he didn't have a mother, or his father abused him, or his last. No. That's between them and God. You are not God. You can't deliver them. You can't set them free. They have to do that for themselves. So while you're trying to set them free, you going in bondage. Whoa, good God Almighty. Glory be to God. Praise Jesus.
Let me testify, because you're all in the business and whatnot. Look, I recall it clear as day. Look, I'm reading my Bible. I'm fasting. I'm praying. I'm asking. I'm everything. A few months later, now I'm drinking and I'm back in the club smoking and everything. Wait, I thought I was about to save you. Wait.
Yeah, guys. No.
You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with that, because one or the other is gonna draw. And
that's
if you're
right.
not strong enough to deal with that, you're gonna find yourself a lot further than you was when you started.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Look, we got a realist in the building tonight. Got a realist in the building tonight, y'all.
Yes, sir. Salute.
So okay. Now you tell me that. How is that? I want to ask this question. How is that being a mother and you're going through that type of abuse in front of your children? How is that for you?
Well, with my son, he was a baby, and so he really didn't see much with his dad. But I remember one day I was just getting out the shower and we were arguing, and my son was sitting in front of the TV watching the football game. He was about probably one. He was about one. And he was sitting there just looking at the video game, the football game that was playing. And his dad and I were arguing, and he came and jumped on me and punched me. And man, look, I got so heated that he left the house and he came back up the stairs and was talking. And my brother was living with us at the time. My brother stood in front of me, and I took her arm and leaned over my brother and hit him in the head with the tip of the iron in the back of his head. I could have served life in prison. if I would have killed him. You heard me? So these entities will set you up. Listen, they are assigned to take you out by any means necessary. Whether they'll use that person for you to kill. They don't care about the person they're using. They will use them to whatever it takes to get you off of your path. Whatever it takes, whether you kill them, go to jail for them, whatever, they don't care. And that's the thing. These people don't even know that these entities are using them.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
And then the majority of the time, most can testify, we end up having children.
Yes.
It takes a lot of time and effort to recover after you have those children, man.
Yes.
It's like an open door of distraction from you
Yeah.
your path. But I thank God though, because He'll use that to train you. If you allow it, to train you, He'll turn that around for good too as well.
The wilderness made me who I am. The wilderness is the reason why I know how to live out of Jesus' hands and be good. The wilderness is the reason why I got so much faith in believing. The wilderness did this for me. That was the best thing of my life.
Talk about that wilderness, man, because a lot of people don't. Again, these are the conversations I love, because like I said, you hear so much of the good side and the fairy tale side.
Yeah.
But they never tell of the truth of that path that God's chosen children have to walk to, where they gain all of their strength and all of their oil and all of their wisdom. You gotta walk through some things. If Jesus Christ walked through what He walked through, again, what Jesus am I preaching if I'm telling you it's gonna be all good and all cookies and cream?
Come on, man. Yes.
What is that?
Nah, baby.
What gospel is, if Jesus Christ Himself came in the flesh and had to walk through when I look at His story, my story ain't got nothing on that story.
Nothing. Nothing. Ain't got nothing.
So if we preaching that, oh yeah, it's just gonna be abundant, and you just gonna have nothing but 12 cars in the driveway, and it's some suffering that comes with this thing.
I went through what I went through because I had to get to where I'm going to.
Hold up, I need somebody to type that one. Say that one again. Out.
I went through what I went through because I had to get to where I'm going to.
Somebody type that one for me. So let's continue this story. So child 1 year old, experiencing that with the father. Where do we go from there?
So that relationship lasts probably like a couple more months, probably about 6 months, because when we moved into another apartment, one day he went to work and I packed up all of our stuff. My son, actually he was 1 and that was 2. So about 2 years old, almost a year. I packed up all our stuff. Just our clothes. I left mad stuff. I just packed up what I could put in my bag and I left. I fled and I never went back. Went back. He stalked me for a good little while after that too.
What was that point that gave you the strength to say like, nah, man, that's enough. I'm gone.
You know what? God sent a woman to me, right? And the woman that He sent me was his co-worker's wife. And when she came to my house, I did a makeover on her because that's what I do for women. I love women that I see. If I see them down about themselves, I'm like, girl, come on, let me do your hair. Let's go to the thrift store. Let me show you how to put some stuff together. And I did a makeover on her, and she was so happy and excited, And then she was asking me about me, and I told her about my story, and she said, pack your stuff and y'all come to my house.
Straight like that. Straight
like that. Wow. Pack your stuff and y'all come to my house. With her husband, and her 2 daughters. She gave me the living room with the bed. It was like a little side den room. She gave me my own area for me and my son. I slept on like a couch. But listen, I was good. That was the beginning of, getting out of there. That was the first abusive relationship that I got out of.
All right, let's continue. So what happens after that? Now you moved out. You finally got away from that situation. What happens
Yeah.
next?
I started, well, pretty much after that I went paralyzed. Well, I met a man, okay, years later, because I was single for a long time after him. And I met a man. My son was probably about 6 years old at this time. And we got, I was in a relationship with him, and he was separating from his wife. You know what I'm saying? He was like still living in the house, but
Mhm.
staying at my house. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So, but either way, I was committing adultery because he was still married. He wasn't, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He wasn't divorced yet.
yeah.
But that Prince Charming spirit is something else, okay? Because I knew about all his past life, and you know what I mean, like his life, his past with his family and his abandonment of his mother.
Yeah.
Like I knew about all of that, and that's what really kept me there. You know what I'm saying? And that Prince Charming, they know how to do this. They know how to, you know what I mean, pull you in. And I wind up meeting him in 2010. In 2011, I went paralyzed.
Now,
I
uh,
walked paralyzed.
this is the story that I read. Th-
Yeah.
Take your time with this one, man. Go ahead. Take
Okay.
your time with this one.
Okay. So one day I kept getting like pains in the middle of the top middle of my back, and I didn't know what it was. And then next thing you know, my legs were starting to get numb. So I would sleep with I had like 5 suitcases with my legs propped up on 5 suitcases, sleeping because I kept feeling like the feeling going out. I went back in the day, we had this hospital called DePaul. They're closed now because they always misdiagnose people. But
Yeah.
it was the closest one to me. I went there. They told me it was inflammation in my legs and gave me medicine for it, but it didn't work. And it just got worse. And the next thing you know, I could not walk flat on my feet. It got to the point I couldn't walk flat on my feet.
Hmm.
And the angels came and they taught me how to walk on the arch of my feet. And this the other part. I was working. I was working for a call center. I was doing concierge service for Toyota. And when I wore heels, I walked straight. When I wore flats, I had to walk on the arch of my feet.
Yeah.
And I walked straight, just walking on the arch of my feet. And I did that for a long time. And one day I was at work and I tripped and I had a hairline fracture in my left ankle from
Hmm.
tripping at work. And when I got an air cast and crutches. I went back to work, air cast and crutches, okay? And one day I went into the cafeteria and I fell. And when I went to get up, my right leg wasn't there. It
Gone.
was, I could see it, but it wasn't there. I couldn't feel me getting up on it.
Nerve
So I
smack.
went to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room, and another angel showed up. My life is serious. It's a movie. An
Hmm.
angel showed up, and she was actually at the nurse registry, like when they come in and take your temperature and things like that. And I was just crying. And she was like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. What's wrong?" Because the people are like a doll baby. So people treat me like a little baby. You know what I mean? Especially when I cry. You're so
Hmm.
beautiful. What's the matter? What's the matter? I was like, "I can't feel my legs." You know what I mean? And she was like, "You know what? I think I know what's wrong. It sounds like you have a pinched nerve."
Hmm.
She said, "I'm going to go and get my doctor friend to look at you. I'm not going to just send you back. I'm going to get my doctor friend to look at you, and I'm going to have them take you back right now. You're not waiting." I went in there. This woman comes in with her clothes, with regular clothes on, suit coat and pants. She was actually clocking out of work. She clocked out. And then this woman came to her and told her about me. And it was an urgency for her to come and see me. When she came in that room, she touched me And she said, everything is going to be okay. I'm going to order MRI. She was like, give this, do that, do this, do that. Like it was like, y'all know who this is. That's the type of, I didn't know who I was then. You hear me? But she was moving like, y'all know who this is. Get everything for her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she left. Well, when she left and I had medicine and everything, and they did the MRI, and these two doctors come in, two men, and they come in and they said, hey, so we did the MRI, and what we want to know is, how did you get here? I said, I drove. I had a 94 Lincoln long car. You know what I mean? I drove here. And they said, how have you been getting around? I said, I've been walking on the arch of my feet. And they just paused and was staring at me like, okay, so the MRI that we looked at, your bones have deteriorated.
Mm-hmm.
It's only dust in two places, the third and fourth bilateral. It's just dust there. There's no way that you walking. There's no way that you driving. There's no way that you could have done on any of these things. Because from our MRI, you paralyzed. And I was like, yeah. They said, so we're going to have to do emergency surgery on you. And when we do this surgery on you, you're not going to live. And I for real, man, I never got scared. And mind you, I wasn't even with in Christ like I am now, but I won't scare. You heard me?
Yeah.
And I said, just like this, smiled. I said, okay, so what if I don't die? I'm trying to hold by my lab talking to her. Okay, so what if I don't die? They said, well, most likely you'll be in a coma and you're going to stay there. These are doctors talking to me like this. I said, okay, so what if I wake up? They said, well, you see me playing with these devils, right? You see me playing with these devils, right? I'm like, okay, all right, so what if I wake up? Well, most likely you'll be paralyzed for the rest of your life. I sat back on my bed. I looked at him, I smiled. I said, okay, let's do the surgery. By the way, I can't die. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna walk.
Let me go ahead and catch all them words you just said and cast all that down, and then speak what I know gonna take place. Yeah, that's the authority part you're talking about. I felt it.
Yeah. They did the surgery. It's a 7-inch incision, 8-hour surgery, 7 completion, 8 new beginning. And apparently, I kept going out on the table, dying, coming back, went and died, dying, coming back. They left 2 places missing. They put a drainage tube in me, and then they put tape on my back. Now, they did this because they felt like she not going to make it anyway. Because in their mind, okay, she made it through this, but she going to be in a coma.
Yeah.
So they sent me out to prepare me for the morgue. That's why they didn't put any brackets in my back. That's why they didn't even bother stapling me, let alone sewing me. They just threw tape on my back, sent me out. And when I woke up in the recovery room, soon as I opened my eyes, I heard, wiggle your toes, queen. It sounds just like that. Wiggle your toes, queen. And I looked down and I wiggled my toes for the first time in almost like 6 months. That was a whole 6 months thing. You know what I mean? For the first time, I felt my feet. I could feel my toes. Brother, I was walking without feeling my feet. I was walking without feeling my toes.
I know personally what you're talking about. Even to the walking on your arm. I know about them nerves.
Walking. When I wiggled my toes, I opened my eyes. It was like a lot of people rushed in there and was looking at me like, she alive. Like, you can hear it in their head, like, she alive. Hey, look. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't believe that She alive. She died so many times. She alive. And listen, I'm smiling. Glory to you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Glory to you. Glory. Thank you, Jesus. I looked at them and I was smiling. Like I had the hugest smile. My surgery, I was face down the whole time. So I was on my face for so long, my whole face was swollen. But through the swelling, you can see me
Ear to ear, grinning.
Yes. So
Lord.
I go, that was the nighttime. I go upstairs, I get in the bed. I go upstairs and they, you put my bed in the room. And the next day I went to sleep. The next day I woke up and these two girls came in the room. And you read about this part, right? You ready for it? So these two girls come in the room and we'll call them Stacy and Ashley, right? So Stacy and Ashley comes in the room, right? And they're right here to my nose. I'm like 5'11". They came to like my nose. And they were like, "Hi, I'm Stacy, I'm Ashley. We heard, you moved your toes. So we're gonna be coming back in about 2 weeks. And we're gonna help you get the mobility back in your legs."
2 weeks.
Not this.
2 weeks.
I said, I want to walk now. Glory to God. I said, I want to walk now. And they looked at each other like, yeah, I want to walk now. One of them left and went on the other side of the bed and grabbed a walker. Now, this is how I know I was completely in spirit, because I walked spirit, then flesh. I starve the flesh and I feed the spirit. Who controls the spirit? Who controls the mind? Controls the vessel. My spirit controls my body. My spirit leads me. Okay. So when she walked around to the walker, I said, "What is that?" She said, "It's a walker to help you walk." I said, "We won't need that."
Ooh,
with a straight face, like it woke no smiling. I was just, "We won't need that."
Man.
And they was like, "This girl got a drainage tube in her back, a catheter, and IVs coming all out her arm." And she said, "Okay." I said, "I just need you to come on this side of me, and I need you to come on this side of me, and just help me up off the bed. I'm gonna take it from there." When they helped me up off the bed, listen, y'all, look in my eyes, y'all. When they helped me up off the bed, I stood up and I could touch the ceiling. I saw who I was in the spirit. I looked down and these girls were at my kneecaps. And how they were looking at me, I'm going to show you. Are you looking at somebody that you come right here to like this? Well, that's how they was looking at me, like this. Together. I said in my head, right? Because I never experienced this. I said, "Oh my God, what did they do to me? I'm a giant." And I looked down at them and they said, "Oh my God, you're a giant." My daughter, "Oh my God, you're a giant." They said what I said in my head. I said, "Okay, you can let me go. I'm going to walk." I walked across the room twice. And I sat in the chair. I didn't get back in the bed. I didn't want to get in the bed. I sat in the chair and I watched cartoons. About an hour later, I sat in the chair about an hour. About an hour later, the two doctors that told me that I was going to die, they walked in the room. And they brought other doctors with them. And they brought nurses with them. And they brought interns with them. They brought half the hospital in the room. Because everybody heard about this woman walking with 2 places missing her back that we told was going to die. We told was going to be in a coma. We told was going to be paralyzed for the rest of her life. Oh, glory be to Jesus. They said, "So we heard you walk." I looked at them and I smiled. I said, "Yeah. You want to see me do it again?" like a child. It was like a child doing something that adults can't imagine a child would be able to do. I was completely in a child. In order to enter the kingdom of heaven, you have to have a childlike spirit. Glory.
Nothing,
Yeah, you want to see me
nothing
do
was
it again?
separating you. No disbelief was separating you.
Yes. Want to see me do it again? I was like, yeah. This time, for them, I walked across the room 3 times. I got up out the chair on my own.
Oh,
I sat on the bed. They looked at my back. They was like, we can't explain this. Then on top of that, I have optus reverses, meaning my organs are opposite. My heart is on the right side. They almost killed me twice in the hospital because they almost operate on the wrong side of me. My organs are opposite. My right is from right. My organs from right to left. My heart is on the right side. It bears to the right. So I'm like, you know, to them, I'm an alien. Yeah, but I am an alien. Like Jesus is an alien. We're not of this world. We're not from this world. You feel me?
whole nother conversation.
You already know. We'll be behind that one.
Oh man, look.
But that's a good example of being an alien. I'm not of this world. You heard me? We not of this world. Jesus followers, those that are saturated, we not of this world. We died. And we're back to life through Christ. After that, this was all around the resurrection. This is all around resurrection. You know what I mean? The Easter resurrection. This was all around that time. 4 days. The tape fell off my back. I started healing so fast that they had to pull the drainage tube out because I was healing over the drainage tube.
Oh man.
Nothing but Jesus. Nothing but Jesus. Nothing but Jesus.
If you have nothing stopping you and no disbelief, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. Believing is the key.
Surprised the things that we capable of.
Yes. Yes.
But he showed us though.
Yeah.
He showed us and he gave us all the examples.
Yes.
It's just who's willing to cross over from believing it to actually knowing it.
That part right there. Somebody need to type that in.
You can't unlock it through belief. You gotta know.
Yeah, you gotta know that you know.
And that's when you're gonna see them amazing things happen.
Yes, all my life. I've been all my life. But Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. All my life.
Hey,
get your life with Jesus. Get your life.
Think about that, the way, man. When you understand what he meant by the way, man. If you study the way.
Yes.
The way, man.
Yes.
It's almost like we done made it so complex that we miss everything that he was even trying to teach us.
Yeah. Yes.
The systems that have been built have torn down everything that he instilled in us to become. Well, I wouldn't even say become, because he created us like that in his image.
That's right.
The systems teach us to be something else. The
yes.
Strip everything away from us. The religion strip everything from us.
Yes. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
Our intellect
strips
everything from us.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Hey, so when you said that, when you go back to that childlike, when we remove all we've been taught, then we're gonna see the happen again.
I don't know. I come to Jesus without knowing nothing. You gotta come at him as a child. You come in here with your chest puffed up, throwing scriptures. No. That don't work with him. He said, stay in a child's place with me.
Mm-hmm.
He said, stay in. He said, Queen, tell them to stay in a child's place with me. That's how you get me. That's how you get my attention. That's how you please my Father. Stay in a child's place.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come to me grown up, because you couldn't even fathom the thoughts of my mind. You couldn't even fathom what I think. You couldn't even fathom my words. You better stay in a child's place. Glory be to God. Praise you.
We got to go back.
Yes.
We got to go.
Yes.
Everything that's happening right now is forcing us to go back.
Yes.
Forcing us to let go.
We're being listen, Jesus said, be perfect. God has been talking to me heavily about this. And this is what I say. I say, all of you, God, none of me. All of you, Jesus, none of me. Do you know people hesitate on that, man? People hesitate on that. People be looking at me like, you doing too much. No, I ain't doing enough. If I'm doing enough, I ain't doing enough. If I'm doing good, I ain't doing good enough. And if I feel like I'm close to Jesus, I ain't close enough. It's a constant thing. All of you, none of me. When you say that, then you're putting your spirit in front of you, because the spirit is perfect. The law, the 10 commandments was not made for the spirit. It was made to contain the flesh. It was made to keep the flesh in line. It was made for us to keep our flesh in the back and bring our spirits to the front so that we can be perfect. Jesus said, be perfect as your Father in heaven is. When you say all of you, Jesus, you're starting the perfection. He's going to perfect you to your perfect. And then he will present you to the Father, holy and unblemished.
Come on, man.
Glory.
Be ye holy.
Yes.
As I am.
Yes. Yes.
When we put that flesh to the back burner, man.
Come on, baby.
Some amazing things.
Come on.
Hey, that's when you start to know I can do all things.
Through Christ that strengthens me.
That's why I said it gotta go past.
Yes.
You gotta know it. Like you said, when you was in the hospital, there was no in between. You were speaking it, and you knew it was manifesting right there, because it was no blockage. Yes. It was nothing in between. Like, I believe Jesus gonna help me to walk again. I think I'm about to walk. Come on.
I know this thing. I know it.
Hey, come help me get up. I'm about to walk.
Yes. Still with 2 places missing in my back. I run, skip, and jump. You hear me? After I had my last daughter, for 2 years, I couldn't walk further than 3 blocks. God said, go feed my people. I was homeless. I was staying with my sister in the bed all day, just looking out the window, watching people walk. That's when I started writing music. I rap and I sang message music. That's when I started doing music, just in the bed, taking people beats and writing message music. I say I do message music because as a messenger, it ain't always good news. As messengers, you feel me? People don't take everything a messenger say is good, but it's for you. You hear me? And God will confirm my word. The word gospel means good news. I ain't always coming with good news, because sometimes I'm gonna have to come and say, hey, God said you need to get your house in order. Hey, God say he see this and that. You hear me? That's why I don't have no friends where I'm always by myself. You know what I'm saying? Because people be cool when you got to say something to folks, but when you come in at them, they like, whoa, you hear me? So God keeps me by myself.
Yeah.
He keeps me by myself. I can count on one hand, literally, and half of one hand on how many friends I truly have.
That's how it is, though.
Yeah, it's a lonely walk, but it's not lonely. It's just I'm alone, but I'm not alone. Mm-hmm. Those that have ears, you understand that. Glory to you, Jesus.
Now, I want to take some time though, because this is the part I want to talk about all the stuff, the organizations and the things that you do for the women out there. Let's talk about that for a while.
Okay.
I remember I got this one, Shelter Her Home with Love Foundation. Let's talk about that for a second.
I started that in 2010. Before I went paralyzed, I was actually doing events. I was starting to do events because I was an R&B singer before the message artist. So I was throwing events, fashion shows, and things like that to raise money to get the foundation started. I never lived in a shelter before. I just wanted to take houses and turn them into shelters and give women, for abused women with children and for single women with children, a home, because I know how it felt when I didn't have a shelter to go to when I first, when I first got into homelessness after I left my oldest son, Dad, I didn't, I was staying house to house. So I wanted to get a shelter. I was in my own apartment at that time, and I wanted to start, take old houses, gut them out, and turn them into shelters for abused women with kids and single women with kids. And then I went paralyzed, and I wind up when I was walking all that through that 8-year wilderness, I was standing in the same shelters that I wanted to build for other women.
Wow.
I'm talking about houses that was turned into shelters, the whole format, everything that I thought about, what I wanted without me being in there, God let me experience it. Because I experienced it, I can run a shelter like with my eyes closed. Because I was always in there with the staff always had me with them, because I just spoke what Jesus said, and it gave me favor everywhere I went, every shelter I went to. The directors, everybody just loved me. God just had me favored in these places. So I learned the ins and outs and all of that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing too is the music. The music. I know you have some music. Where can people find the music that you do have out? If they want to go up and look.
Well, because my music is free. I got some songs that I'm gonna be putting up on YouTube. But if they check out my page or my TikTok, my TikTok is I Am Loving Me Now, which is the title of my book.
Let me get that on here.
It's Queen Love 7 on there.
On TikTok, is Queen Love 7?
Yeah, Queen Love 7. But I guess if you pulled up the email part for it, is because when that little TikTok thing, that's it right there.
Y'all go follow. Look, take a second and go follow, so y'all can get some of that good music and updates.
Yeah.
I got the final question coming for you now, but I gotta wait. Any other handles that they can find you on? Any other?
I'm on Instagram, Queen Love. I'm on Instagram, Queen Love as well. That same email, I Am Loving Me Now. They can find me on there. Under the I'm Loving Me Now at Gmail. They can find me on there. And then Facebook, I have a ministry called Come Follow Jesus With Me, Love Ministry. So they definitely check out that Come Follow Jesus With Me. Or on my main page, Queen Walking.
Facebook, Come Follow Jesus With Me.
Yep.
And then if you search Facebook,
Queen Walking.
Get ready, because I'm about to give you the floor on this last question.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna run these by again so everybody look. Y'all get that now. And I'm gonna have them up again whenever we finish. All right, here we go. If you had a microphone and you was on stage and the whole entire world could hear you, and you could speak specifically to the abused and battered women, what would you tell them?
Man is not your God.
You got the floor.
Oh, okay. Man is not your God. Man is not your God. Trust Jesus in everything you do. You have to believe in him like a child believes in Christmas. The woman with the issue of blood, she believed just touching the hem of his garment, and she was healed. You have to believe. That's what I'm gonna leave you with. Believe that Jesus can do anything. He can do the impossible. Just believe. Trust him. Trust him. He got your back. And he will beat any devil in hell. You hear me? Can't nobody beat Jesus. Can't nothing and nobody beat Jesus. Nothing and nobody can beat Jesus. saturate yourself. Saturate yourself in the kingdom. If you're in these religious things and these crystal, get rid of that stuff, because your religion ain't gonna get you to Jesus. Your religion ain't gonna get you to the kingdom. It's Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody goes to the Father except through Him.
Bang!
Bam.
Y'all drop some hearts for this young lady tonight that came and blessed us with this powerful story. Look, I've truly been blessed by your words. Look, before we even started, I was blessed by your words, and I'm going to hold on to that. I received what you told me. I'm holding on to that.
Yes.
Look, y'all continue to drop them hearts. I want y'all to, look, I'm going to put this up one more time. I want y'all to go follow her right now. And stay tuned, because I know God still has major things to do with you. Your story will be told and continue to be told. I can feel your heart for God's people. I can feel your heart for the women out there. Look, continue to tell your story, because we need to hear it. We need to hear it. Look, y'all drop some comments. If you was blessed by our guest tonight, I need y'all to drop some comments. Look, Mom say I was blessed, and I'm finna watch the replay again. Come on, Mom.
Let me get my glasses.
Look, big shout out to Lion Jeezy in the building. He stay powerful. That's my brother. Look, I love him dearly, man. Sooner or later, I gotta have him here too.
Powerful.
Look,
thank you, brother.
Look, Mom said follow her. Look, y'all drop some comments.
Thank you, Miss Cassandra. I love you, baby.
For this testimony, man. I was blessed tonight. I was blessed tonight. I was blessed tonight. Look, Brother Raj, he said truly a blessing. Shout out, Brother Raj. I gotta have Brother Raj.
Thank you, Brother Raj. God bless you.
Look, Mom said I'm following on all platforms. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yes, thank you, Mommy. I love you, Mother. I love you, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, we love y'all. Continue to trust God in all y'all do. And look, continue to tell y'all stories.
Yes.
We need to hear these testimonies. They give so much strength, y'all. We need God gave us these stories. Nothing that you go through is for you. It's to bless other people.
Yes.
So when you gain the courage to finally tell your story, I'm telling y'all, it blesses the whole body, man. The whole. Look, Satan wants us to be quiet. He wants us to keep that covered. He wants us to be shamed. No, open up. It's healing that comes when you tell your story, man.
Yes.
So look, we love y'all. Look, we appreciate you coming on tonight. We going out with a song. And look, we got to have you back. Everybody got to come back and give us updates on what's going on.
Yes.
What they got going on in their life, the things they involved in, so we can support you. Look.
Yes, I love to come back. I had fun. Thank you so much.
Look, also too, drop all your stuff, your songs and stuff on this feed so we all can get on.
I will.
Love y'all and have a good night, man. God first.
Yes. God bless y'all. I love y'all. I love you with the love of Christ. Shalom, shalom. Perfect peace.
It's tough, said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, you gotta keep striving. You gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. No, he hears your heart's cry. Hold on to his words. Lean on him. It gets better by and by.
And to my queens, I see y'all in a different way. It's more to y'all than posing pictures on your Facebook page. God giving power to uplift a man, to make a slave, speak life into our dreams, or tear us down and watch us fade away. Know y'all position, cause you're vital to the family structure. No replacing any mother. Careful how you treating love. Elegant, heaven sent etiquette is like no other. Her love is better than buttered biscuits right out the oven. Know who you are, don't let this world define. Shape or mold you, God's daughter, queen of nations. There's no box to ever hold you. Life creator, who protector, heaven sent. Love injector, backbone, best gift ever. Worth more than hidden treasure. I speak life, cause this world is trying to turn you cold. Replace that heart of stone with flesh. We need your love to make us whole. Take back your crown and hold us down. Together, we won't forget back to love how God intended. Change to make this family.
Even though this life is tough, said you gotta keep